His daughter was about to face the death penalty, but her father couldn't stop smiling. The girl looked completely wronged, but her father told her to keep quiet. Not only had he hired a lawyer who had never lost a case, he had also already found someone to take the blame for his daughter. That someone was George. He had been Jack's chauffeur for 15 years. He told the court that on the day of the crime, he was about to drive Jack's girlfriend home, but she asked him to wait 5 minutes because she needed to pick up a friend. 15 minutes later, George went down to the parking garage and found the car already gone. When he turned around, he saw Jack's girlfriend's body. At the time, he didn't know the killer was the boss's daughter, so he immediately called the police. That's when the lawyer raised her doubts. Jack's girlfriend had always treated George with disrespect, often yelling at him, and to make matters worse, Jack had been sleeping with George's wife for years. It was safe to say George hated Jack and his entire family. Under the lawyer's relentless questioning, George became more and more agitated and finally confessed to being the killer. He said Jack's daughter had hit the victim with her car, but she was only semi-conscious. To get revenge on Jack and frame his daughter, he grabbed the victim's head and smashed it into a nail. And just like that, Jack's daughter was acquitted. But prosecutor Carl didn't think the case was that simple. He had faced Jack in court 3 times before, and every time, just when a conviction seemed certain, someone would step up to take the fall. So he started investigating George. He discovered George had terminal cancer, and 3 days before the trial, Jack had transferred $3 million into George's bank account. Carl was certain George was taking the fall for someone. Meanwhile, the lawyer also sensed something was off. At the end of the trial, she noticed Jack didn't look relieved or surprised that his daughter was acquitted, as if he had expected it all along. So she went to find the informant who had given her the evidence. To her surprise, the informant was George's wife. By then, the lawyer was even more convinced that this was all Jack's scheme. On the other side, Carl received an anonymous email. The sender claimed to have the real video of the crime scene. When he opened it, he was stunned. The person who hit the victim with the car wasn't Jack's daughter at all. The real killer was Jack himself. He had not only killed his own girlfriend, he had even let his daughter take the blame. It was beyond inhuman. But just as Carl was about to hand the video over to the judge, it self-destructed after being viewed. With the verdict about to be announced, he had to rely on his experience dealing with Jack to trap him into confessing in court. What Carl didn't know was that the person who sent him the video was the very lawyer Jack had hired at great expense. She had received the same video the day before the trial, but as a lawyer, she couldn't betray her client. Yet she also couldn't ignore justice, so she sent it to Carl, with a virus set to destroy it after viewing. And just as she had hoped, Carl successfully pressured Jack into confessing the whole truth about how he killed his girlfriend. Finally, the truth was out. Jack's daughter was released, but the lawyer still felt something was off. She opened the video again, and through comparison, she uncovered a shocking secret.